Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So, Derek and I'm here with some big decomp energy because you guys don't want to turn around. The decomp commissar is in town, and we're taking a look at a brand new update to Ghostship, the PC port of Super Mario 64 from Harbour Masters. A couple of extra jokes in the intro of the video today because I am just in a good mood, so I figured I'd make some dad jokes to go along for the ride. And honestly, Ghostship, when it first came out, was an absolutely outstanding PC port of Super Mario 64, and considering some of the other ports absolutely beat 9 out of 10 people when it comes to the build process, having something as simple as a drag and drop interface, like a 2-click and you're in Super Mario 64 pipeline to enjoying yourself, is going to be a big deal in and of itself. But this new version of the game has a ton of improvements, and now it has scripting as well, so you're going to be seeing a lot of mods come to something like Ghostship, and I will show you just a few of them here today. But if you would believe it, you can actually now play the original Doom in Ghostship as well. Now, why would you want to do that? No particular reason, but you know full well, can it run Doom is a question, and it's going to be something that absolutely everyone answers. And if you're wondering why Mario can basically crouch for 3 seconds and charge up a super jump, that is another one of the scripted mods in here. And one of the developers of some of these mods sent them over to me on Discord, basically just pointing out that there was a lot of interesting things going on in this new build. And you'll see here, reload scripts. That scripting language is now in Ghostship, and it's going to make for a very eventful future. Now, this is still day 0 stuff, so there's not going to be a ton of scripted mods available. I will leave a link in the description below to where you can find them, but you know full well in the future there's going to be hundreds upon hundreds of absolutely insane Ghostship mods for you to play around with. And honestly, considering Super Mario 64 is one of the most widely modded games of all time, at least as far as I can tell is concerned, you know having those mods in a new engine is going to be a metric crap ton of fun. As we just run through the world of Ghostship right now, you can see that the frame rate is absolutely outstanding. We have full 16:9 widescreen support. There's going to be options for analog cameras as well, and I will show those to you throughout the video. But honestly, Ghostship may have came last when it comes to PC ports of Super Mario 64, but alone the fact that you can actually just sit down and everyone can accomplish getting this set up is a huge thing. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the other PC ports of Super Mario 64, but even I, who build these projects from GitHub repos all the time, sometimes get tripped up on some of the build processes because I'm missing a certain dependency or a certain piece of obscure software on my system when I go to build the repos. Even I can get stuck in like an hour or 2 loop of trying to figure out exactly what isn't working so I can get the newest build out for videos. Now you'll see here, as of 2 days ago, Ghostship has updated to Mary Celeste Alpha 2.0.0, and I absolutely love their naming conventions. And I'm sure you've already seen the video. Harbour Masters is now also taking on GameCube PC ports, working with Luna Fedora and the Courage Reborn team to bring GameCube porting tools over as well. So it's not just going to be an N64 group now, it is going to be an N64 and GameCube group, and that is absolutely outstanding. And when I say there is a metric shit ton of changes in this newest build, I mean it. I'm not going to be going over every single one of them because it would take an hour long to explain how each and every one of them affects things. But with the new HD texture packs you can play around with, and the fact that you can toggle them on and off with the tab key, it makes for some really fun footage as well, showing you guys just how pretty it can look. Now, of course, I'm not doing model replacement here. We're still dealing with the original models from the build of the N64 version of the game, and honestly, that's what I kind of prefer. But there's obviously stuff like Render 96 options as well, if you want to kind of change things up, and I believe they do work in Ghostship, but I've never actually tried, because the amount of different versions of Super Mario 64 on PC is absolutely huge. So you'll see here analog camera options as well as miscellaneous options. You can disable the level of detail, so you can basically see the entire model versus the lowered polygon model if you so want to. You can mirror up the actual game. You can do a ton of cheats. You have randomizer options. Really, you have options across the board. And now Ghostship, when it first came out, yes, it was pretty limited. It was just a PC port of Super Mario 64. Now it can do absolutely insane things. And you even have that toggleable draw distance, what I just talked about, making a prettier version of an already pretty game. Let's go into the first of 2 soundtrack samples, because of course, it doesn't matter if a game is pretty and controls well. If the audio's all jacked up, you're still not going to have a good time. The good news is here is not only is the music 10 out of 10 incredible, but I picked my favorite track from all of Super Mario 64 for you to listen to, and I'll be right back with more.
Yahoo!
I just always love the music in Whomp's Fortress better than any other track in the game, and don't get me wrong, it's filled with absolute bangers, but for me, when I first played this game back in the day when I was a kid, hearing that music, seeing the bright blue skies and all the fun textures, just 10 out of 10 fun. You will see here again on the overall scripting language, some of the mods, you have that absolutely massive jump, and it almost got on top of the actual area here where you're going to deal with the biggest swamp. But some of those things, maybe I could have done it if I got the frames exactly where I needed them to, but trust me, with this new scripting included in Ghostship, you're going to see an absolute insane level of mods in the future. You can leave a comment down below and you tell me if you could put one mod into Super Mario 64, which one would it be, because I would be curious. And I failed that second phase through the thwomp trying to actually ground pound him there, or butt pound him depending on what Mario's in the mood for these days. And it's one of those things, if you can pull that off, you know things are working well. And go through all of the different changes here because they're absolutely massive. But again, manual camera control using right analog stick, that's going to be one that absolutely everyone does enjoy. And that really is the nice thing about something like Ghostship. Not only is it a Super Mario 64 PC port, but it has so many different options for you to make the game whatever you want. And again, I can't stress enough the fact that you don't have to build this. You just download the executable, give it your legally owned game ROM, and then everything else does it in the background without having to worry about how the thing gets built. That is 10 out of 10 important. And you can see here in the camera, under gameplay, you can do so many different things. Some of them are going to make the game feel better. Some of them might make it feel worse. It's going to be completely subjective as to you, as to what works and doesn't work. But that really is the great thing about Harbour Masters and these PC ports. They give you so much granular control to basically be able to adjust and articulate any setting in the game. You can play around with the dead zones on analog, you can have this texture toggle, and again, that's one of my favorite things, and I love a toggle for textures in a build, not having to go into the menu, so I can real-time change it out just by hitting one key when I'm not having my hands on the controller. It just makes everything that much better. But you leave me a comment down below and you tell me if you played any of the Mario PC ports as far as Super Mario 64 are concerned. I would be curious, and you let me know what your favorite one is down below. And again, as far as games that got source ports are concerned, I think Super Mario 64 has more than any other game that got decompiled out there. Sometimes you see a 2 PC port, sometimes you see a recomp and a PC port, but for Super Mario 64, basically every group thinks, I'm going to port it to PC and try something slightly different, and honestly, we all win in the end because it gives us a metric crap ton of options. Because if you want to do something like have a full ray trace Super Mario 64 PC port, that exists. It is just a very intense build process, but if you want something like Ghostship that gives you an amazing Super Mario 64 PC port with basically a 2-click setup process, we have that as well. And options are always going to keep these games alive, make fans happier, and that is always why I'm talking about Big D Comp Energy on the channel and showing you these new improvements. And trust me, with the scripting, you're in for an even better time, even if I absolutely just dumped that long jump right there and screwed up my own timer. But we're going into the second soundtrack sample here because again, the audio quality in Ghostship is outstanding, and hopefully soon we have some soundtrack mods as well. I'd love to hear that, but I'll be right back with just a bit more.
Here we go!
So that quick jump from the slide to knock the star out of the block, and then that quick turnaround jump to be able to grab the star basically at its apex, something that I used to practice when I was a kid playing N64 games with my friends, and we just tried to see what we could do. And it's one of those things, if there's any latency in the controls or any issues whatsoever, maybe I wouldn't be able to do that, because trust me, I am not the best Super Mario 64 player in the world out there, but there's things that I remember from doing back in the day, and I always like trying to test those out. But trust me, if you haven't played Ghostship yet, you're 100% missing out. And if you do have Ghostship installed on your computer, it is 100% time to update. And again, look out for some more fun mods in the future because they're going to be coming fast and furious. And you know full well, with the fan modding community, there's going to be some absolutely wacky stuff out there. I feel like maybe in a month or two, you're going to be playing a brand new Mario Kart in Super Mario 64 just because someone's going to think to themselves, hey, I could make this into a Mario Kart game too, why not? I have no evidence that that's actually going to happen, just the first thing that popped into my head. But if you want to play this one, the link to the GitHub repo is in the description below. You have to download it, bring your own game files, and you'll be off to the races. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.